welcome back to the show featuring Tamara and Thaddeus.
Yes, welcome back to our YouTube channel. We're glad you're here. Do me a favor and click all the buttons, the like, subscribe, the share, the tell your friend, holla at your mom and them. Please do
Man,
that. Let us know and drop some comments in there. Some,
what's
what
that
do you
John or
think?
somebody? Do something, put us out there.
Yes, please and thank you.
Thank you.
This man is the theme song.
That's interesting. So, we're talking about where it started. People say sometimes it's in you or sometimes it's on you. I don't think it's on us. I think it's in us. And, both of us can say that our parents were pivotal players in the reason why we are in touch with the ground. My dad and my mother definitely grounded me, and I know uh, my baby Polly grounded you as well. So,
So I think that's why when we got to this new home in a new state, in a new place, and discovered this garden there wasn't a lot of fear in deciding to go ahead and try it because as children, we grew up with my mom and with both of his parents growing gardens. My mom's parents are from the country, and I mean like the woods. There's not a city close to where they grew up. And they moved up from Virginia into Pennsylvania and continued growing food there. They showed my mom, and then she showed me.
I think right before the apartment we were living in, right before we moved to New York, I think we had bought some. We got some big planters and we planted some roses on the
We
porch.
did.
Remember?
Yep.
So, man, early memories. My mother always had a garden. She'd have succulents somewhere in a room by a window or on a porch somewhere, and then she'd also have like house plants. And I don't know, she was just something. She always had. I can remember being really little when I would injure myself, and she always had something she could break off. And I feel like it wasn't always an aloe, but she'd put it on there and do her little wound thing. And
My mom too.
man, my mama was, man,
Well,
shouldn't
definitely
even
it
say
was.
was. That lady is still, and man, I'm sorry. I just
No,
feel
but I mean
excited.
that those are the things that not only did we grow up with, but now our children have grown up with these same kind of stories of having seen and experienced people growing things. And so for me, like my mom would grow stuff every summer. I grew up in Pennsylvania, so we didn't have, we had maybe a 5 month growing season, 5 or 6 months if you stretch it out. And so she would just have a summer garden. And she did it every summer for like vegetables and things, but then she also had plants. Her house had so many plants inside the house. There were plants everywhere you could see and outside. She always had a garden in front of the house and in the walkway beside the house, always growing something. And I had my own garden starting from when I was 5, although I learned later that it was really to keep me out of her garden. So it was really just to keep me busy because I guess I was messing with her stuff. But since I was about 5 years old, I would have a little tomato garden, little bell
Tomatoes,
peppers.
Tam.
And I did that maybe until I was like 10 or 11. And I guess I got to a point where I felt like it was corny and it was like a little kid or a weird thing to do, and I stopped.
I was a kid who felt like he was always working. Most of the growing I did was with my dad, and was laborious. But that man always had us doing something laborious. He was that's just what it was, man. And but I can remember being in like the 4th grade and having to get up and water the garden and pick the green beans in the morning before I even walked to school. And I hated that, but I definitely learned a lot. I guess I have one of those kind of memories that take pictures, and so when I remember, I can kind of go back and pull up a picture, and I kind of put things back together that way. But I know I didn't enjoy it a lot, but I remember my dad would be sharing whatever he produced with his church friends and whatever. I remember one year he grew a few little strawberries, and it was them old kind of strawberries that stayed. Uh, they weren't really
They weren't firm.
durable, so they didn't hold up bad well. I remember he had them in this bag, and he gave them to this person, and I just remember how they look, and a lot of liquid in the bag, but the strawberries were so good. Those
So we ended up moving back to New Orleans.
man, so
Not the best time, but it turned out to be okay.
yeah, I think when we left New Orleans the first time, I think we had already been talking about maybe not producing our family in New Orleans. And then we went to go and check a couple of spots out, and we ended up back in New Orleans.
Yeah. But we happened to come back like maybe July, early July 2005. Um, but in that time, between early July and August 29th, 2005, this young man planted a garden in the home that we were renting. We had
Man,
a
I was
lovely
growing speckled butter
backyard.
beans.
We had, I'm going to find a picture and drop it, but he grew, what was it?
Collard green.
Yeah, it was, we have a picture with our two daughters standing next to it. Like it was huge. They really looked like they were in the Cabbage Patch.
And look at that beautiful collard green. Thank y'all for coming and check out the show. Appreciate all you that like and subscribe. We'll be talking about some more of our early gardens where we move into the next steps of our life and the new homes. We'll show you a glimpse soon. Check us out.